Alrighty then, today is lasagna day. And we are gonna make a righteous sauce. What I have is a pound of sausage, just ground mild sausage, and about a pound and a little bit of ground beef. I'm going to brown this completely, but I'm also gonna toss in a large onion. What I do after I add what I'll show you in the following steps, I then put this for at least 1 to 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours into my crock pot. So I get a delicious meat sauce for my lasagna, and it is just fantastic. And it's not something I make often, so I'm using the crock pot method so I don't have to. I'll be adding my 1 large onion soon as this browns, but this is my seasoning mix. Basil, oregano, 2 tablespoons of sugar. Remember, this is very high in tomatoes and acidity. Salt, pepper, and some parsley. It's not hard, it's easy to do, and you're gonna create great depth of flavor to this Italian dish. I'll then be adding a tomato paste and also a chicken broth from 2013. The things you find in the back of your pantry. It'll be great. And I also add pepperoni. And I know, you're like, Mouse, why? Because I can, and we like pepper. So here's our onion. We're just gonna add it to our sausage and ground beef, just rough chopped. But you do need a large onion. It gives a wonderful flavor. Onions are our friend. So it's almost completely cooked, and I want it completely cooked before I put it in my crock pot. I'm gonna add a little thing of minced onion. You don't want to mince your own onion. The stuff in the jar is not horrific that you keep in your refrigerator. Oh, this smells good. Okay, so now we are going to put in our little bowl of spices and our sugars in there. Drop it in my pot holder. Ooh, steaming up my glasses. A lot of this liquid that you see is from the sweating of the onion. Oh, I have added another small can of tomato paste. Just wasn't incorporating into all the beef meat, sausage, and burger meat. This is also something you can make from your food storage. Open a pint of your ground beef, your sausage, and there you got it. Be faster. I'll get this mixed in. Yes, it definitely needed that other tomato paste. What I look for is it basically coats, plop, everything that I have in the skillet for the meat, because sometimes you're gonna use more meat if you're feeding more people. We're just 2 people. Gonna munch on this one. So now I'm gonna add some of my leftover pasta sauce, but I don't know how much. All right. Well, it's pretty. It's very red. Let's give 3 big spoons. And adjust as we go. Oh my goodness, this smells so good. So not hard. What I like to do when you simmer this for at least an hour, in my case, I'm gonna put it in a crock pot so it can go 4 or 5. All right, I need this get looser. Okay, the man came upstairs and said it is righteous, so let's give it a taste. Because if we need to add anything, we're going to do it now. Oh, Lord. God eats that. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is fabulous. Okay, so this is going to go into the crock pot. And then we're going to make our ricotta, egg, cheese that we'll spread on our layers. Oh, yeah. We had a moment. I can do it, you can do it. I'm just a mouse. All right, into our crock pot with that. Oh, it's burning hot. And then I'm gonna put it on low, and my goal is about 4 hours, minimum. Here's the Parmesan that you wanna get. Good quality Parmesan. It's delicious, so I'm gonna grate some up. This is 2 packages of ricotta cheese, parsley, and an egg. Looks gross, don't it? It's gonna be delicious, I promise you. I got this groovy little creature from Amazon, and I love it but what I do is I spray some Pam. I know, Pam, ooh, okay. Anyway, and I wipe it over the top. And of course, I have the sharp thing down. I'm not gonna wipe it this way and slice off part of my finger. And this makes it. Alrighty then, so I got that much of Parmesan, and I'm gonna chuck it on here. But before I do that, take a deep breath, you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna add a little nutmeg, okay? You can get a little nutmeg grinder. Nutmeg is all that. It adds an incredible flavor. You give it a couple twists. Now, I'm gonna mix this, woo! Okay, y'all already made a mess on the stove. Now I'm dropping things. I get parsley and oregano under my fingernails. So I'm gonna mix this up, add my Parmesan. This is gonna go in the refrigerator so that it's nice and cold and it's easier to spread when we start laying our lasagna. Okie doke? Ricotta, and there's parsley here and an egg. Yeah, whatever. It's actually easier to mix this with a large fork, like a serving fork, than it is with a spoon. Just gonna get this well incorporated, and this will be fabulous. So not hard. And while we're doing this, and then I clean up the mess you made on the stove, slinging the meat around, my sauce is cooking away in the crock pot to my left. You can do this. If I can do it, you can. Screw that can of Prego, people. Get you some flavor. And a little food safety tip with things like this that are quite dense. I do the same thing when I put potato salad or something thick like that into the refrigerator. If you can see, I wallered out a little hole in the center so that the cold of the refrigerator can permeate it all, and it's why I'm using this shallow bowl also. So now I'm just gonna cover it in cling film, as my British friends call it, right? Or here in the South, the plastic wrap, stick it on there. And it's gonna go in the refrigerator. And then after I do my thing this afternoon at the dog shelter, walk a bunch of crazy dogs, then I will come back, start layering my lasagna, and it's gonna be a good. My sauce is boiling away on low, so what I'm gonna do is add one of my July 2016's tomato juice to it. Give it a little more liquid. See how thick it is, and it definitely needs some more liquid because we're only on hour 2 of it simmering away. Because I make my own tomato sauce, and from that you get a whole lot of tomato juice. There we go. Now we got a little more liquid, and it will slow its simmer down. So hour 2, and the flavor has changed, and it is still fabulous. So that'll help with the heavy boiling and let it simmer down so you can make easy adjustments. You could add canned tomato sauce if you want. Alrighty then, our pasta, our lasagna noodle, as we like to call them, is cooking away. So we're gonna start our casserole with putting some of our meat sauce in the bottom. I grease mine with bacon grease. You know why? Because I'm Southern. It's what we do. You can just wipe yours lightly with olive oil if you want to. So we've got 5 lasagna. Really what we have is 4 and 1 cut in half lengthwise. They're burning hot, so the easiest thing to do when you pull them out is to use tongs to lay them in there. And now we're gonna put a layer of our ricotta. Oops. You're balanced precariously on Maxwell House cans again, but that's what we do. So I'm gonna kind of plop it out in this Smells fabulous, this ricotta mixture. If you don't like ricotta, the hot pasta makes it very easy to spread out your ricotta. And I'm going to place some pepperonis on here. You do not have to, or you can use the thicker stuff that you cut into little chunks, but I love pepperoni, and I happen to like it on lasagna. So remember, it's your dish, so you make it the way you like it. Just because your mama didn't do it, or your grandma, just don't do it when they're coming to eat, if they're going to jump on you for being so brazen as to make your own. Now we've got some of our mozzarella, and if you have not tried, so there is our other layer of the lasagna, your noodle, as a friend calls them. Put the noodles down, and then we're going to use the last of this brilliant ricotta mixture. Spread it around. So my layers are complete. And remember, I'm feeding 2 people, so this is just a little smaller than a 9 by 13. And I'm going to put aluminum foil on the top, but I'm going to wipe some oil on it so that my cheese won't stick to it. And I'm going to go ahead and use 350. I normally do 375. And then about 15 minutes before, say, 40 minutes is up, I'm going to take the aluminum foil off and then watch as my mozzarella gets brown. So again, it is lasagna. It is not hard. It is worth the effort, and when you have a crock pot, it makes it so much easier to let your sauce, or your gravy, as they call it, your meat gravy, right, simmer along and get those great flavors. It's a very affordable meal, and again, if you try the Thrive mozzarella cheese, you will really like it. All right, so it's been about 25 minutes, and I took my aluminum foil off the top, and thanks to my Pam, I didn't get any cheese stuck at the top. Now I'm going to put it back in for about 10 minutes or until my mozzarella cheese on the top gets a little bit brown. Then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to let it set up or sit here on the counter for 10 or 15 minutes so it can set up before we cut into it. And that'll give me time to put my buttered and garlicked French bread underneath the broiler so that we can sop up our meat gravy, our sauce with that when we eat it. God, lasagna is good. Alrighty then, it is out and it's gonna sit here for about 10 or 15 minutes. And I've got my bread in under the broiler, and ooh-wee, it is going to be good. Oh yeah, lasagna on a rainy night. Alrighty then, it is done and it is set up for 10-15 minutes. Say closer to 20, and lasagna is always worth the effort. Oh yeah, oh my goodness. It is worth the effort. Oh yeah.